Welcome to FAD Radio with Brad and Perchie. This is our first episode and we hope to release 3 a week.
The main talking point today will be England International tomorrow night with San Marino and the fact that Wayne Rooney's been named captain today.
This could be a major decision on the game because Joe Hart was tipped heavily.
Yeah, but the problem with having goalkeepers and having a goalkeeper as captain is that you can't really influence the rest of the pitch. You can't get around.
Can't go up to the strikers, to be honest. If a message needs to be passed on, you're not going to go straight to the goalkeeper.
But Wayne Rooney, lots of history, lots of controversy. Red card at World Cup 2006 in Germany.
I think with all the injuries we've got currently, he's the most senior player on the pitch now. Very
true. But would it not be better to give Joe Hart it because of his attitude and the real example he shows and none of the negative press that he's had?
But yeah, just very agreeable, to be honest.
So on that thought, we'll probably agree that Wayne Rooney is only captain because there is really no other option on the day.
Yeah. Well, Lampard's been ruled out as early as today, actually. So we've got...
Oh, along with Ryan Bertrand as well, who had an angry tweet earlier about the whole situation, but has quickly deleted it.
Who's going to line up in the midfield now with Lampard and Gerrard both out?
I'm not really sure. I think we'll definitely maybe see Lennon get in the team.
Bertrand was in line to make his full debut if he actually got on the pitch today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we need to look. And with players like Ryan Shawcross looking to make their start, I think there'll be plenty of players trying to impress.
John Terry's left a hole in the defence now he's retired.
Yeah.
He was obviously the born leader. I think he would have.
Then also there's Rio
captain.
Ferdinand has been ruled out and there's been further controversy between him and Roy Hodgson. How do you think Roy Hodgson handled that situation?
Well, I think there's nothing into it really. He was just talking on a coach as if any normal man would. If this happened 10 years ago, it wouldn't matter. It's just all the press have got over it and blew it way up proportion.
I don't even personally think Rio Ferdinand is good enough to be in the England squad anymore.
No.
I think Shawcross has proved in the last few years to be a top player.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ashley Cole is in line to make his 100th cap for England. Could possibly be one of England's greatest ever left backs. I can't remember him.
I can't remember a better one. I think he's the one world-class player we've had at all the international tournaments. I think he's the only player to ever play in every international tournament he could have possibly played in.
Well, yeah. But after the tweet, he was...
He was in hot water, wasn't he? He was in hot water.
Yeah.
Well, more positive news is Fraser Foster's involvement in the England squad.
Oh, yeah, definitely. In a terrible time for Scottish football.
Rangers been put in the bottom division. They're not even doing very well. They're mid-table.
I don't think they've won away yet this term, apart from against Forest in the Cup.
It's a hard time. It's a hard time
for Scottish football, but with the Celtic goalie getting in the team, hopefully...
This can be a turning point. And another news, Scotland play Wales tomorrow night at the Millennium Stadium, 7:45.
I think that's a crucial game.
Both managers
under fire. Got Chris Coleman, who's been recently backed by Gary Speed's dad. So
yes, and he's had Gareth Bale past fit, and if he's got a chance to turn things around.
Do you think that adds pressure, being backed by Gary Speed's dad after Gary Speed was such a successful manager?
I think Gary Speed was a legend all round, and I believe that it's pressure on Coleman because he's done terribly so far, and he took the captaincy off Aaron Ramsey the other day, which lots of people were surprised.
What did you think about that?
I think it was a wrong decision. I think Aaron Ramsey is just starting to regain his best form, and this may be a confidence dent to the young lad.
I think for the last few appearances for Arsenal, Aaron Ramsey has been one of their better players.
Definitely. I can see him being a future captain of Arsenal, never mind Wales.
He could have took Wales forward for the next 10 years.
While Ashley Williams is starting to age and he's not going to be a key part.
He's not been in the best of form this season.
Swansea haven't won in about 4 games now. They're not the same team they were at the very start of the season.
No, when Michu scored those fantastic goals again.
They keep getting back into games and grabbing draws, but they're playing too badly in the first half and they're leaking goals, which is Ashley Williams' job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Chris Coleman's lost his first 4 games in charge of Wales, so
One was an embarrassing defeat to USA, I think, or Mexico. Scotland got beat by USA, so they're neither doing very well.
Craig Levein is under severe pressure, but he did decide to call up Stephen Fletcher after his bit of a barmy with both of them.
Well, you've got to call up a player in that sort of goal-scoring form.
£15 million, Scotland, one of Scotland's best strikers.
So when you look at the fact they've got him, they've got Charlie Adam, they've got James Morrison.
Jordan Rhodes would still fit. I think maybe.
And then you've got to look at the likes of James Morrison, Charlie Adam.
James Morrison.
It'd be a good team.
What a cracking player James Morrison is.
Shut up, you West Brom fan.
Well, also in that group, Serbia versus Belgium.
Belgium. They've never really broke through as a top team, but they've got some top players now.
Look at the players coming through in the Premier League. Eden Hazard, Fellaini, Morales, just to name a few.
Lukaku.
He's...
Fellaini's been ruled out, though, for knee injury.
3 weeks, I think it was.
Yeah, it's a big blow for Everton, who have started the season really well.
Apart from that 2-0 loss to West Brom, that was...
I'm sick of this ongoing theme.
We'll change the theme. Maybe we can get some Newcastle stuff in a...
Yeah, we better.
In a wee while.
And now we go across... Now we'll have a discussion to do with Ireland-Germany. Yeah, another big game on tomorrow night.
Of course, Robbie Keane's been ruled out for that one, and John Waters is... stepped in.
Another player like Ryan Shawcross, who has worked extremely hard for Stoke in the last couple of years and is finally getting his reward.
Yep, Simon Cox and Aidan McGeady will be played in the wide roles. It's a fantastic chance for Simon Cox, actually. A very good player, developed well over the last few years. And
it was unfortunate to lose his place at West Brom. I think Nottingham Forest got him for a bargain for a snip, and I think he'll be key if they're ever going to go up.
He scored one of the greatest goals in Premier League history against Tottenham at White Hart Lane.
That was a very, very good goal, but it had nothing on Sheikh Tiote's volley against Arsenal, did it, my friend?
No. Another notable European game is Portugal versus Russia.
Well, that's a game, and I would love to watch that game. I'm not sure if it's televised, but I'm definitely going to be leaning into it.
Keep an eye out for the highlights.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Xavi, some top quality players. Morales.
Listeners better keep an eye out on this show on the Monday release, maybe.
The Monday release. We'll be back on Monday, and I hope you will be too.
The Bolton manager recently been sacked, Owen Coyle.
Yeah, we had a great picture on the intro of that poor man.
That was a good intro. A few names been linked with that: Mick McCarthy, Alex McLeish, and even Michael Appleton, the Portsmouth manager.
Yeah, I think Mick McCarthy would be a great pick, because I think he'd make a solid team like he did at Wolves. Yeah. He'd get players like Jarvis, players like Carl Henry, players who can play. Yeah. And he'd play good football, and he'd probably get rid of the people like David Ngog, who are just taking the money and not doing much.
Yeah.
Who would you have for the job?
Personally, I think an experienced manager, if they can get someone like Harry Redknapp in to stable the ship for the next 2 or 3 years, and then maybe give someone like Pablo Di Canio a chance, and in 2 or 3 years when it's fully developed, to maybe bring the club forward for the next 10.
Yeah, Bolton were one of them teams who I think were hanging on in the Premier League, but a bit like Newcastle a couple of years ago. Maybe it was better for them to go down so they can come back again stronger and fresh and
I think
more exciting.
When they were under Sam Allardyce, it would never be the same as they were under Sam Allardyce. He'd done an extraordinary job getting them into Europe, and those were the glory days of Bolton, I guess.
The League Cup final.
Everything.
The draw with Bayern Munich away, which our friend Mikey has the scarf of and doesn't stop talking about. Kevin Davies,
Actually, the fans want to see legend Ivan Campo in the manager's post.
Ex-Real Madrid, lovely haircut. He'd be a great man to have the job.
He would be a great man to have the job.
It's the same at Blackburn. They're interested in having the likes of Tim Sherwood, Alan Shearer, who didn't have a great time at manager at Newcastle, but he was firm, and he told Joey Barton what he thought of him.
This is a totally unbiased review of Alan Shearer, by the way, coming from a Newcastle fan himself.
I think he'd go in. I think he'd do a job. I think he'd get rid of the players who aren't willing to work, and he'd bring ones who are.
See, I'm quite keen on having someone like Roy Keane step in, because
I think he'd do a similar job.
He needs someone to step in, take control of the changing room, and
punch them in the face and kick them and break legs and end careers and stuff like that.
Oh, not that far. I think maybe if he got in there and got the changing room under him, playing for the shirt again, playing for the fans, maybe get the fans back.
Yeah, Blackburn won the Premier League in 1995, and the captain of that team was Tim Sherwood, and the top scorer that year was Alan Shearer. So I think you've got to bring one of them in, someone who can get the fans going.
The fans back, maybe.
I don't think Roy Keane would get the backing. I don't think he'd get the same backing.
No, perhaps maybe they could just add an E onto the Keen 8 banners. Yeah,
that was a good one, Brad. That was a good one.
Thanks, Perchy.
Well, this is our first show.
I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you can tune back in next Monday. Thank you for listening. I hope you can tune in next time.
Have a nice day from me, Perchy.
And me, Brad.